I wonder if education bureaucrats and education ministers anywhere in Australia would have the modesty and good sense to accept that what they're currently offering as the education of our young people is betraying their ambition and their future. Would they have any disposition towards reading what the Florida Governor, Ron DeSantis, said when he visited a school last week in Pasco County, Florida? He spoke about Florida's new curriculum and efforts to keep indoctrination and ideology out of the state's schools. And he pushed back on medical board efforts to include gender dysphoria care for minors. Can you believe this? Gender dysphoria. Little school-aged kids, allegedly uneasy, distressed about their gender, which is a matter for parents, not for schools. And Governor DeSantis of Florida has put the medical board in its place. At a news conference, DeSantis spoke about reopening schools during coronavirus, not forcing students to be vaccinated, and his state's stand that pandemic lockdowns should be focused on science and data, not on political ideology. This bloke, DeSantis, has ability. We need 10 of him here. He said places like Washington, D.C. had retained vaccination requirements at the expense of excluding children from school, based on, quote, a mandate that has no basis in science or fact, unquote, and that lockdown policies hurt low-income students the most. He was asked questions about why teaching was not being pursued as a career in colleges as much as it was in the past. His answer, quote, I think these schools of education and the specific way they go about it, I don't think it is, he says, I don't think it's the right way to do it. He said what you should be doing is getting people to have a high proficiency in core academic disciplines, and they should be teaching the teachers. In other words, content is king. But as DeSantis said, that's been overtaken by ideology, and that is a turn-off for a lot of people, unquote. He said most people who get into teaching as a profession do it to help students, not to be, quote, a cog in some indoctrination machine. DeSantis went on. Our mantra has been in our schools to educate kids, not indoctrinate kids. Hopefully what we are doing is saying that teaching is not about learning education in college or university. It's about having proficiency in subjects, then learning on the ground how to teach them, unquote. He said that teaching, quote, isn't something that you can judge on an academic transcript, unquote. Governor DeSantis said, certainly we would prefer people with real-world experience and academic proficiency in the core subjects they're teaching, English, maths and science, not saying, oh, I went to the School of Education somewhere and they taught me kind of how to teach, unquote.